Imagine having a rideshare passenger in the back seat who takes a hit from a vape pen and then starts nodding out. Nodding out is a term for people when they're leaning and bending over after using a substance. Now, as soon as I realized that this passenger was having somewhat of a medical crisis, I looked back and I told her, I noticed that she took a hit from this vape pen here. And I was like, hey, do you need help? Are you okay? Are you having a little medical episode back there? What are we doing here? She said she was tired and she didn't really want to admit to what was going on. Normally, this is a time when you cancel the ride, but I figured, you know what? This person's vulnerable and, they're up to something very bad because, the destination she was going. I'm not going to give you guys too much details on what she was doing because I feel like it doesn't really contribute to anything. The goal is not to demonize this passenger for what they did, but just to show you guys exactly what drivers go through. And if you're also a passenger, this is what you look like when you're in the backseat of an Uber, passed out, slumped over. It's okay to be tipsy and drink a little bit, but being intoxicated, being overdosed is not okay. And these drivers don't have to put up with this type of behavior. I did this person a favor and I didn't even report them to the app. I let it slide because I feel like she told me her driver's license was suspended, and well, she's going to be suspended off this app as well within no time if she keeps using the drivers as mules for some type of miniature operation she's got going on. I just don't want to be the person who does that to her. I really have no intent badly towards this person. I actually feel kind of sorry for them, and I hope that they're able to fix their act and get their crap together because the way they're moving right now is going to get them hurt in no time. You wouldn't believe how many female passengers I get, particularly late at night, who are just completely either drunk or overdosed and in a vulnerable position with a stranger. They don't even know who this person is. They really put themselves in really vulnerable situations. Now, there's a whole storyline behind this ride to how everything happened that would sound dramatic and crazy, but I'm just going to omit all those details. She even gave me a very generous tip, which a lot of people don't do, and that doesn't excuse her behavior. I think she knew that she needed to get kicked out of this ride and that I looked out for her in 1,000 ways that I didn't have to. I really should have kicked her out of the ride, flagged her for what her behavior was, and the next driver would have probably done the same thing, and it would have been over for her. A suspended driver's license, and on top of that, now you're kicked off the apps that you use to get around. It's really sad that as I'm watching her not out in the back seat, I'm watching this guy on a bicycle trailer driving down the road, just completely crazy how many people out here are homeless, addicted, just let their lives go to crap, literally. Her in the backseat of my car literally became a spectacle where people were looking in my car. I even saw some people taking pictures of us and pointing at our car because it was obvious that this girl was just going through an episode back there. And it's weird. It's like you're putting these drivers in situations they don't want to be in. And at the end of the day, I didn't have to take her to her destination. I did it for her because I feel like she was really vulnerable. And me being there might have saved her from a very bad experience. That's probably why she tipped me generously, because even though she was high as a kite, she realized that in some way or another I was looking out for her. And by making this video, I'm still looking out for you. You're a young person. You can still have a future ahead of you. If you keep putting yourself in these positions, you're eventually going to run out of luck. Throughout your life, young lady, you've done stuff like this to hundreds of people. Hundreds, if not thousands of people have seen you behaving erratically in public, and everybody's just looked the other way. I hope you get the chance to see this video sober one day and to reflect on what you're doing with yourself. You're still young. You got a whole life ahead of you. Don't live your life. Don't live the rest of your life like this.